Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm at my friend Buchanan's house. He is out of town, and since I am between shops and living and crazy stuff like that right now, he's generously donating his space for my art. So thank you, Buchanan, you're amazing. Today, I'm going to be making forms for taxidermy, starting with casting a small animal form so I can make I'll be making a mold so I can cast a small animal form, which is an intricate process. It's something really cool I learned. I'm gonna be totally doing my, I'm gonna be totally cheating because I like to do things the wrong way all the time and see what I can get away with. After that, I am going to start carving forms for those goat heads you saw me skinning yesterday. I have 4 to make. They're pretty simple, but it's a good thing. It's a good skill set for anyone to know. It'll be in time lapse. I could go, be a little more in depth about how to do it, but maybe later on if people are interested in that. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna do my thing. If you like it, watch, subscribe. I'm not really sure whatever YouTube people do, and I'll just keep posting videos of me making artwork, and heck yeah, man. All right, the first step to making this little tiny form is to have something to build the mold inside of. So I'm gonna use this bokeh box. Because it's just a little tiny guy. So like I said before, I'm going to be breaking all of the rules. Shasta taught me how to do this, and she taught me an amazing, all of her amazing techniques, but I don't have all of the supplies with me right now, and I really want to get this done, and I'm just gonna see what I can get away with. So I take the bokeh box and I just lined it with some plastic. Normally what I would do next is throw some sand down, but I don't have any, so I'm gonna try to find an alternative. I found an alternative to sand, and we're gonna see if this works. I had a box of borax. This is sometimes what I use when I'm doing really tiny taxidermy. So I just threw the borax down, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so my mold is done, and I did it totally wrong, and there's no reason it should work. But I do this kind of stuff all the time. This is how I make most of my art. The hard way. So it's still sort of soft. I'm gonna cut it. I only need it to work once for what I'm using it for. It's already broken, but I can piece together the parts. And it just needs to come apart and work one time, and then it'll be awesome. And take the broken pieces. So by this point in time, I had a little frozen carcass in there. Now the carcass is totally thawed. And really, for what I'm using it for, I just need the shape. So if it doesn't come out like all perfect, it's okay. But yeah, it looks, it's kind of gross. I'm not mentioning what the animal is on purpose. It was donated to me, but I keep certain things in my personal collection and I practice on them. Maybe later I'll reveal it. Okay, so basically when I'm done with this, I'm having difficulties removing the head, but when I'm done with the casting of this, I'm just gonna break it, and whatever I get is what I get, and I'll have to work with that, even if it's just a blob. Sometimes that's the fun part, just doing something crazy. So my mold is done, and it broke into a lot of pieces, and I just kind of like squished them all into place. And I'll probably only get one use, if even that. It might not even work, but I just learned to not stress out too much about things, especially when it comes to art. It really doesn't matter, it's just fun. And if you get too crazy about it, then it stops being fun. And then sometimes you like create new things when you just break the boundaries. But yeah, here is what my mold looks like. I'm gonna glue it, and then I'm just gonna fill it up full of a 2-part polyurethane foam and see if it works out. So there it is, lots of cracks. That's where the top of the head was, and I'm just gonna use that as my hole. Why not? I ran out of my car to pick up a dead squirrel on the side of the road. Watch my next video to see what I do with it. Alright, I have heated up my glue. Gonna put in some hot glue into the cracks, just so it stays together. I usually work with an industrial strength hot glue gun, but I'm using my friend's daughter's little cute glue gun. Thank goodness for friends. So this one's not really used to the amount of work I'm gonna be putting into it. So the mold is not gonna be exact. I'm gonna have to do a lot of tweaking on it, or the cast. If it casts, I think it will. We'll see what it looks like. But yeah, I just need it to be like sort of similar to what I'm using it for. Now, if you were gonna be doing a cast of a form for a customer, or for something that you were gonna enter into a contest or whatever, you'd wanna like do the real process and actually take the time to do it correctly. And like I said, maybe one day I'll show you what I've learned. But that's just too time consuming. This is just a project for myself and something I need to get done because my friend is tired of having it in his freezer. So yeah, I'm gonna finish gluing this and then I'll put the polyurethane in. I do a tremendous amount of improvising for all of the projects I make, because if I didn't, I would never get anything done and I would go broke. So I wrapped this mold with tin foil so when I put the polyurethane in, it doesn't just like squirt out everywhere and make as big of a mess. And then I made a little funnel out of a LaCroix can. And right here, I just picked this squirrel up off the side of the road when I was driving home. I'm gonna be posting a video about this guy later. But yeah, I will get to it. I just poured the polyurethane in here and it expands rapidly. This is absolutely not how you should do it. If you don't measure it out, the likelihood of it working properly is very low. But I don't like to follow the rules, so yeah, it's fun. It's funner when you don't know if you are gonna waste material or not. But you'll see it start expanding, and if it expands on any one of the things that it was on, that means that it's activated and it's gonna work, which is good. I put enough in there that we should be able to see it grow. Just gotta give it a few minutes to do its thing. It's starting to expand, as you can see, and it turns into a foam which dries out. You can use the leftover bits for other taxidermy. You can carve it, cut it, use it for substrate, do whatever you want with it. Yep, that's gonna work. Sometimes even if it does that, here, look, it's alive. And then I should probably put some sort of cover over this so it doesn't all come out. So it's gonna keep expanding and it's not gonna have anywhere to go. So it's gonna push through all the little cracks everywhere. And I'm just gonna put some pressure on it and hopefully it'll make a nice little solid form for me. So it's been a few minutes since I poured the polyurethane in here and it stopped expanding. You can see it's turning into like sort of a peanut, like the peanuts you'd find in packing boxes consistency. And that's good, that means that it's working. See how much it expanded from that little amount in the can? This stuff is crazy and it's super nasty. Like when you get it on your hands, it takes days to get off. So this burrito is gonna be completely filled with this foam, but just bear with me. I think this is gonna work. Time for the big reveal. It's Christmas Eve tomorrow, and this is the most exciting present for me, is seeing if I got away with stuff that's not supposed to work. Okay, so crack this bad boy open gently. Still feels a little sticky. Still pretty wet. I think it worked. Let's see if I can get it out. Oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So far, it has worked. I was thinking to myself, if it doesn't work, I might just turn my little animal into a soft mount. But I think this actually worked. I think I made it. I mean, it worked enough. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna finish prying this apart, and when I'm done, I'll go ahead and clean it up and show you the final result. I am pleased to show you that my final product turned out way more amazing than I anticipated. I'm missing part of a leg, but just with even just a minimal amount of cleaning up, it's basically the whole thing. I didn't, usually when you do this, you have to cut it into little pieces and do each piece and put wires in and all sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, it goes to show you, if you just do things your own way, sometimes it works out, and you might discover a new way of doing things that, you know, hasn't been done before. And I still have a lot of work to go, and you know, there's a lot more things that could go wrong, but I'm pretty confident it's going to turn out just fine. I did another little animal pretty similar to this. I did it the right method. It took me three times as long, 4 times as long to make, and the end result was not even probably this good. So yeah, just, it's art. Have fun, follow your heart. As long as you're not working on something that is someone else's, like if you're working on a person's pet or something that they, you know, captured or whatever, don't mess around with that. Like, practice on things that are yours. But yeah, have fun. Thanks for watching.